Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to downtown Muncie. This is my hometown, and I've lived in downtown Muncie for 3 years, and I've been around Delaware County and the surrounding area for a good majority of my life. Over time, I've learned to make this place my home, and personally, I I enjoy it here. As a Ball State student, I'm pretty happy where I'm at. But I do believe there are opportunities for Muncie and its downtown. If I had an idea of what it may feel like for somebody new to Muncie who's passing through the area, I don't know what I'd think. For a city its size, it's done a lot for its community, and I'm happy with where they've been going in the past few years, despite the still ongoing mentality among the community of, wanting to leave, basically giving up on their community entirely. And I do have an argument against that because you pay attention to the community and what they're doing and what the city has been doing, you can tell that they are trying, and they are trying very hard. And with that being said, Muncie has been on the upward track. And I'll say I'm super grateful to be a part of that. Now, moving on to one establishment in the downtown that interests me, I would have to go with Accutech. They recently set up shop in downtown Muncie, right over by the mid station. Now, I don't know much about it, but they do have this clubhouse on the first floor, which they host events at. They have a bar, food, and various other activities that you can enjoy as well. Now, I was able to speak with one of the staff members, and she was able to show me around, and I asked her. She didn't know much about Accutech. However, she was able to give me a little bit of a tour and show me what they have to offer, which is pretty nice.
We got a bigger bay in the back that has a bunch more games like archery, shooting,
Oh, wow.
baseball.
That's really cool. So is this like open I think this is open like most days of the week, right?
Yes, we typically are open for lunch hours from like 11:30 to 2, and then evening from 5 to 10. But for March Madness, we got a bunch of TVs put up, and then we're staying open from 11 to 12 from Thursday to Friday or Saturday.
Okay. Now, that being said, let's talk about how downtown utilizes its space. Now, of course, like most cities, a lot of their historic infrastructure and character was bulldozed for the car, and Muncie is yet another example of that. Now, on Walnut Street, you can see that it's utilized very well, except over by Mitts. However, that kind of falls apart a little bit once you start moving away from it. Now, I'm all for deprioritizing the car. However, cars still do exist. If I had an idea for it, I would say just put a parking garage somewhere, which is, still kind of ugly. However, it would free up the space in other nearby parking lots. You could put a toll to incentivize using alternative modes of transportation, and you get all of this extra space that you can use for new development and further revitalization of downtown Muncie. It's just an idea. Now, let's talk about how you can get around in downtown Muncie. Now, you can walk fairly easily from one side to the other, given its scale. It's not that big. However, I'll admit it is pretty uncomfortable on certain roads like High Street, Jackson Street, and Main Street, all of which are major roads which cut right through the center of downtown. But whatever. There is also the MITS transit system, which runs through most of the day. However, I think it would be better to use it to enter other parts of the city, but if you wanted to use it to get through just downtown, then more power to you. It works. Now, one thing I do want to talk about, though, is bicycle infrastructure. Now, there are bike lanes painted here and there all throughout the downtown. Some aren't entirely visible, but they're there. Now, one I do want to point out is this bike lane that connects High Street and Wheeling Avenue. And it looks totally safe, right? Because it's used more as a buffer zone for cars to pass over rather than an actual bike lane. Now, I don't know about you, but I think that defeats the entire purpose of having it there in the first place. Now, if I were a cyclist, I would personally feel more comfortable passing through with traffic rather than on the side of the road, because what's the point? However, in my opinion, I feel like most of those problems would be solved with just simple redesigns. And for Jackson and Maine, just like redesigning the roads just a tad bit, just to make it so cars are prompted to drive through at the actual speed limit rather than 30 to 40 miles per hour. But that's just my opinion. And to conclude this video, I want to talk about historical character. Now, there's plenty of examples in adaptive reuse and repurposing of historic buildings all throughout downtown Muncie. However, one I do want to point out is this Masonic temple that is currently used as the Cornerstone Center of the Arts, which it's a community center that hosts events and various classes and really just strives to bring the community together, and that's something that makes me happy. I did go up to the door, which it was locked. However, one of the guys saw me in there. I told him what I was doing, and he let me inside, let me take a short video, and told me a little bit about the place.
But yeah, this is our big room, colonnade room. This is where we have a lot of proms and stuff.
Okay.
We have a lot of proms up in the great room too. This is set up for Real Black Excellence. They're going to have a documentary next door in the auditorium on March 30th.
Okay.
It's written by a local guy, Stephen P. Hargraves. And this is the Church of God. And they're going to have their big documentary premiere. And then dinner over here, dinner and discussion.
That's really
Yeah,
nice.
that's what's going to happen on March 30th.
Like, I honestly haven't been inside this building since I was like 6 years old. So that was like 14 years ago.
Oh, wow. Yeah, okay.
But yeah, after learning, like, I didn't really like think too much of it at the time, but learning that it used to be like a huge Freemason temple, I was like, oh wow.
Masonic temple, yeah, big time. Yeah, this is one of 6 of them built around the country about the same time in the late 20s.
Okay. Oh wow, so it's got a lot of history
Yeah,
attached
we'll
to it.
be 100 years old in 2026.
Oh.
The building will be.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty excited about that.
Well, all in all, that is really all I have. That's just a few things about downtown Muncie. And to conclude, I do want to say again, I am super proud with the way that Muncie has been going in recent years and efforts that the community has made to bring itself together and make Muncie a better place. And again, I am grateful for being here during this time to participate in that. And that's all I have. Bye-bye.